Welcome back to my YouTube channel, myself Pratham, and in today's video we are going to answer one of the most important question, that is how internet works. So as you can see on my screen, there are 5 stages which gonna take place. So when you type a URL, you get a page loaded, but nobody knows how it does and what is the inside process going through it. So when you type the URL, like I'll move to the next page so it can be easy for you to understand, but these are the 5 steps which is gonna take. You type a URL and it goes to the DNS domain name server and the TCP HTTP and the page loads. So here is the great example where you can see on my screen. So first thing is we are using HTTP, that's the protocol. Think of it as a transport type. So HTTP is a regular and HTTPS is a secular version. So there are two things, HTTP and HTTPS. What is HTTPS? It is a secular version, but HTTP is something regular without security. Okay, now it's basically saying that we are going to talk securely today. So this is telling the a server that we are going to talk securely today, and www is the subdomain. It just tells you which part of the website you are visiting. The most site use www, but not always required. So, and finally google.com, the domain name plus the extension, that's actually unique name of the website. So this thing, if they have taken, that doesn't mean that means no other people can take that. Okay, so it must be unique. So it should be, if anybody else is taking, they have to go with a different extension or the different name. If once it is taken, and again it cannot be taken. So analogy is simple way you can think like this. A URL like postal address, a URL is like a postal address. So you have a postal address like your home address with 560061. The protocol is a type of transport, the courier or the regular mail which you get. So that is a transport person who does that. The domain is the building name, the building of your house, and the path after it, the room number, like you have a door number, so we are giving a room number. So https google.com search means go securely to Google's building and head to the search room as it's simple. So here slash search means it is going to your room. So this is simple. I hope you understood this, and we'll go to the next slide, that is DNS, what it does. So DNS is simple like your phone's book. So you have a contact number, you search for a name and you get a phone number. Let's say you have your father's name and mother's name, and you just check for a name like mother and you get a number, and you check for father and you get a number. So it works like this. What your in the reality it does is, when you type google.com, the first thing it searches is its IP address, so where the server is located. From there, when you click on call, it moves when your parents or your mother or father get the call. So how here it works, I'll just show you. I'll come out of this page. You can go to your command prompt. You can just open your command prompt and just type ping www.google.com. So I am just typing the name, I'm not giving any number, I'll just enter. So once I'm done with this, so you get reply from this number, yes, this is alive. So I'm getting a reply. So I have called I've just called the number, I've just called the name, and I'm getting the reply. So what the DNS does is same this page. When you check, give the www.google.com, it check for the server IP address and calls it, and check if it is able to receive the answer back. So that is in the next step we'll be checking that. Okay, I'll just go to the present mode. So DNS, this is about the DNS. I hope you understood this. So same thing I've shown you in the graphical manner. So this is your browser, you just enter at the DNS search for the searches for the number, and this is our globe, and we have each position have different IP addresses. So from there it finds the IP address, and using this IP address it speaks to the Google server. So how it speaks? Via TCP. What is this TCP? So TCP handshake, this is called as TCP handshake. What does it stand for? TCP stands for transmission control protocol. So what it does? Simple. Like, you can take that phone call as an example. You dial that number, and from that number, if you get the response, yes, I am able to hear, your talk will continue. So same way in the case of computer. So what it does is it synchronizes with the Google server, telling I am contacting you. So if the Google server replies, acknowledges back to the synchronizes, yes, I can hear you, then using this acknowledgement, the process starts. So if, let's say, here the acknowledgement is called network, so Google cannot be accessed without network. Let's say your network is off, okay, and you just try to load Google, and Google server doesn't replies back, and it gives us page reload. But if you are connected to the network, when you give something at google.com, the page opens. When you give something as www.youtube.com, the page opens, you get a reply. From that you can start searching it. So same way, you can, just a simple example, you can take the phone call as an example. If you are hearing back, you will respond, else you can't respond. That is how TCP, transmission control protocol, works. Okay, I hope it is easy for you. So now what's next? What is HTTP request and response? I'll just explain this with an example, so you can just see this. So I'll just explain this, and I'll go to the real-time page, and I'll explain you. Okay, when it's 200, okay, the connection is open and you can talk. 200 means it is success, request is success, and you are able to talk. But if the request is something else, like in case of this, if you get less 500, it is internal network error. Okay, like that. There are different things we have in our HTTP response type, so we are using that. So 200 is for success code. How can you find this? So I'll just go to my this Google, some website, google.com. I can go to inspect. I have the network tab. I'll just click on this. So once you click on this, you can see the code is 200. 200 is my code. So what I'll do now, I'll disconnect my network. I'll off this. Okay, and I'll try to lead out. Now you can see this is failed. So I'll go to network tab, and here request and response, you can see there is nothing, there is no 200. So what you are getting, the page is not able to load. So that means the HTTP request is very important. So using that, we get the status of the code. If it is 200, your page is reloaded. If it is not, your page doesn't reload. So this is how it depends. Now let's continue. Present. So what is it? The host sends www.google.com. The user agent, that is the Chrome, which is the agent for the Google, it sees this and it accepts the HTML text. What is HTML text? You can see the HTML text of the Google here, like in the elements you can see. So now, as of now, since I have not connected to the internet, it is showing like this. Once I connect to the internet, let's say this internet connects, so here the text increases. Keep an eye here. So I'll reload. You can see the HTML came. So what HTML I'm talking that is that now if I see to the network, if I go here, still there is no content, but the page is able to load. Yes, here you can see the status is 200. Fine, everything is fine. Okay, now let's proceed. So I helped about the text and the connection, keep it alive. So if the network is alive, the connection will be alive. So this is how the server response takes place. So, and it changes, this HTML text changes gradually from one thing to another. So if you go here and if you just type let's say let me keep I here, and I'll type youtube.com. see, it reloads. If I open this, it will again give me different element of HTML text. So each thing it keeps on changing, and here you can see how much memory it is using and performance. And for each request you get a response, you get a status code. Okay, and when you search something, you get as post, and when you get the response, you get here as request method as get. So let's type something. Okay, let's not do it here. Let's type, oh okay, you can type something here and just get the documentation and check whether you are getting a get method once you get the response. You can do that later, but because here if I search something, it might go to the uh, security config, because we can't show something which is not permitted. Okay, now I'll go to the next slide. So browser renders the page. So what it does, so we have HTML, apply CSS and JavaScript. The page loads successfully, which I already showed you here. It is the elements, and each thing styles will be read by that practically here. Practically it reads each things here in the left, in the tab which I am showing. So same way here it loads. So you get that different types of color, everything with this styles. Our full journey is very simple. How the network works: when you type a URL, the DNS looks for IP address, then the TCP uses the secure handshake, and then HTTPS request asks for a page, and server responds through HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and the page renders. So this is how the process of the network works. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to comment on the video and I'll be there to explain it to you. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.